Hello students, this is Umar Aslam, your IGCSE Maths instructor, and today I'll be solving the past paper questions of IGCSE Mathematics 0580 P2, and the topic will be numbers. Before I start, I want to say that please do like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends, and the money generated through this channel will be donated to the people of Palestine for the first 6 months. So do help our cause. Thank you. So let's start our video now. We will be doing question number 21 to 40. So in question 21, it says calculate 7 whole 3 upon 11 multiplied by 3 whole 3 upon 10. So this is very easy question. All we have to do is multiply these two fractions. So first, I will convert this mixed fraction into improper one. So 11 multiplied by 7 is 77, and 77 plus 3 is 80 upon 11 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 3 is 30, 30 plus 3 is 33, 33 upon 10. So now we have, before I multiply these fractions, we can see that 11 in the first denominator and 33 in the numerator of the second fraction, they can be cancelled out. 11 into 1 is 11, 11 into 3 is 33. Now this 80 can also be cancelled out with 10. 10 into 1 is 1, 10 into 8 is 80. So now we are left with 8 upon 1, so that is 8. Multiplied by 3 upon 1 is 3. And 8 into 3 is 24. So this is our answer. Let's move to next question. It says find the highest common factor of 140 and 126. Again, this is also a very simple question. To take out the HCF, we do is find the prime factorization of both the numbers together. So I will write 140 and 126 together, and let's do the prime factorization now. So 2 multiplied by 70 is 140, and 126 divided with 2 is 63. Now we have 70 and 63, and both these numbers comes in the table of 7. 7 into 10 is 70. 7 into 9 is 63. Now there is no common factor between 10 and 9. So and I see we just leave it over here. We don't need to go down further. So my HCF will be now simply will multiply 2 with 7. That is 14. So this is our answer. 14 is the highest common factor of 140 and 126. Now let's move to question number 23. It says write 0.42 and there's a dot above 2 as a fraction in its simplest form. So if there's a if you see this dot above on any number, it means this is a recurring number. This 0.422 is basically 0.4222, and this is equal to, let's we will if you if we ever want to convert this recurring decimal in fraction, we have to form the equation first. So if I write let x is equal to 0.422, there is only one recurring decimal, right? So we'll multiply this equation with 10 and we get another equation. This is equation 1. If I multiply x with 10, I got 10x. I will have to multiply 0.422 with 10 as well, and it will become 4.222 and so on. This is my equation 2. So now if I subtract equation 1 from equation 2, I will be getting 10x minus x is 9x is equal to, we have to subtract now 0.422 with 0.422. So let's write these numbers upside down. Now if I subtract these two numbers, we can see that all the recurring decimals, they will be vanished off because all these 2 minus 2 will give us zeros, right? We will pay, we will write decimal beneath decimal and 4 minus 0 is 4. 9x is equal to 4. Now this 9 can easily be shifted to right hand side and x will be equal to 4 upon 9. So this is our required answer. 0.422 has been converted to fraction and this is an improper fraction, so we don't need to convert it. 4 upon 9 is our answer. Now in the next question it says, at the end of 2021, there were 27,000 rhinos living in the wild. The number of rhinos is expected to decrease exponentially by 3% each year. Work out the number of rhinos expected to be living in the wild 4 years later, at the end of 2025. Give your answer correct to the nearest whole number. So exponentially means compound interest, okay? And it says there were 27,000 rhinos in the year 2021. They will increase each year exponentially by 3%, and we have to find the number of rhinos expected to be living in year 2025, 4 years later. So first I will write the formula for compound interest. That's equal to A. This means accumulated money is equal to P. P means principal amount. 1 plus R percent. R means the rate per and to the power n. N means the number of times the interest has taken place. So in this question, we need to find A, right? The number of rhinos living 4 years later. We need to find A, and the principal amount is 27,000, right? These were the actual number of rhinos. So I will write A is equal to 27,000 into 1 plus R is 3. It is the rate percent. 3% to the power n, and the interest has been taken place 4 times, so n is 4. So now A is equal to 27,000. 3% means to remove percentage sign, we need to divide it with 100. So it will be equal to 0.03 to the power 4. Now A is equal to 27,000 into 1.03 to the power 4. So I will calculate 1.03 to the power 4 first. Okay. So 1.03 to the power 4 is equal to 1.13. So the power 4. A is equal to 27,000 multiplied by 1.13. Now if I multiply these two numbers, I will get 30,388.7. 30,388 388.7. So 0.7 means there cannot be 30,388.7 rhinos. So I will write 30,388. Whether it will be 388 or 389, we cannot have half of the rhino, right? So this is will be our answer. A is equal to 30,388. I did a bit of mistake over here. The question says the rhinos decreased exponentially, right? So if the rhinos there's a there decrease in the numbers, it means that so if I it means that I will have to subtract these two quantities. This is not the answer. If if I subtract these two quantities, so initially they were 27,000 rhinos, right? So 30,388 minus 27,000. This will be is equal to 30,388 minus 27,000. This is 3,388. So this is the compound interest of the number of rhinos, right? And it says the rhinos decrease. So from 27,000, this value will be decrease in order to get the number of rhinos, right? So I subtract this quantity from 27,000, this 3,388. If I subtract these two quantities, I will get 23,612. This will be the number of rhinos at the end of year 2025. So first we calculated the compound interest, right? Then I subtracted that interest from my initial number of rhinos and they were 27,000. Okay. So now in question number 25 it says P is equal to 2W plus 2H. W is equal to 11 and H is equal to 9.5. Both correct to two significant figures. We have to find the lower bound and upper bound for P. First, let's calculate the upper bound. So in order to get the upper bound, we need to get the maximum values of both W and H. So the upper bound of W will be 11.5 because 11 has been corrected to two significant figures and the upper bound for H will be 2.55. Now let's put these values in our equation. P is equal to 2 into in place of W I will write 11.5 and in place of H I will write 2.55. Okay, so 11.5 into 2 this is equal to 23 and 2.55 into 2 is 5.1. So this is equal to 23 plus 5.1 28.1. So now let's calculate the lower bound. Upper bound is 28.1. In order to get the lower bound, I need to get the minimum values for W and H. So now W, the lower bound for W will be 10.5 and lower bound for H will be 2.45 as both the numbers have been corrected to two significant figures. Now let's put these two values in a formula. P is 2 into 10.5 plus 2 into 2.45. So 10.5 into 2 is 21 and 2.45 into 2 is 4.9. If I add these two quantities, I get 25.9. So this is my lower bound for P. Okay. So now in question number 26, it says write 24.07839 correct to two decimal places. So if I want to write this number correct to two decimal places, first I'm gonna write the whole number 24.07839. So I will underline the second decimal place, that's 7, and I will have to see whether the next number after 7, it's 8 over here, I'm circling it, whether this number is greater than 5 or equal to 5 or not. If it's greater than or equal to 5, the 7 will be rounded off to 8. So now we see that the circle digit is 8, so this will become 24.08. Okay, 24.08. Now in part B, it says we have to round it off correct to nearest 10. So I'm gonna write this off correct to nearest 10. So I will have to see that if the number will be greater than or equal to 25, then it will be rounded off to 30. And if the number will be less than 25, then it will be rounded off to 24. Now, and from the question, we can see that it's 24.07. So correct to 10, it will be 20, right? My 10th digit is 4 and it's less than 5. So it will be 20. If my 10th digit would have been 5 or greater than 5, then it would have rounded off to 30. On question number 27, we have to write down the number that is 9 greater than minus 23. So it means we have to add 9 in minus 23. So this is equal to minus 14. So this is our answer. Next question, we have to change 62,000 millimeters into kilometers. So first, I'm going to convert millimeters into meters. And we know that there in 1 meter, there are 1000 millimeters, right? When we move from smaller to bigger unit, we divide. And in this case, if we divide, we will divide 62,000 with 1000. It will be equal to 62. This is 62 meters now. Now I have to convert these meters into kilometers. In 1 kilometers, there are 1000 meters. So again, we have to go to bigger units. So we will divide and we divide it with 1000. 62 divided with 1000 is 0.062 kilometers. So this is our required answer. Let's move to next question. It says explain why 111 is not a prime number. If we add 1, 1 and 1, we get 3. So this is the divisibility rule of 3 that if we add all the digits and if the sum is divisible by 3, then the number is a multiple of 3, can be divided with 3. So that's why 111 is not a prime number. Its factors are 1, 3, and 111 itself more than 2. There can be more factors as well, but I don't need to check it. So it's not a prime number. Prime number contains only two factors. Part B, it says find a prime number between 110 and 120. So 111 is not a prime number. We already know that. 112 is an even number, so that's also not prime. 113. So we will see that does 113 comes in any table like 2, 3. It doesn't come in the table of 3. It neither comes in the table of 4, nor 5, nor 6. It doesn't come in the table of 7 as well, right? You can check it out by dividing it. So you will see that it doesn't come in any table 9, 11, 13, and so on. So after 113, we have 114, that's even, not a prime. 115, again not a prime. 116, again not a prime. 117 comes in the table of 3. 118, an even number. And 119, if I divide 119 with 7, I will get 17. So 119 does come in the table of 7, so it's not a prime as well. So 113 is the only prime number. Now in question number 30, it says, without using a calculator, work out 3 whole 1 upon 8 minus 1 whole 3 upon 4. You must show all your working and give your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. So first, we will convert this mixed fraction into improper one. So 8 multiplied by 3 is 24 plus 1, 25 upon 8 minus 4 into 1 is 4 plus 3, 7 upon 4. So now whenever you add or subtract any fractions, you need to see whether the denominators are same or not. If it's not, we take out the LCM. The LCM between 4 and 8 is 8. We need to make the denominators common. So I will multiply this 4 with 2. It will become 8. The 7 also gets multiplied with 2. Now I have 25 upon 8 minus 14 upon 8. 25 minus 14 is 9. Sorry, it's 11. Okay. 11 upon 8 is the answer. We have to convert this into mixed number. So it's 1 whole 3 upon 8. This is our answer. Now it says write 90 as a product of its prime factors. A very simple question, right? I will just do the prime factorization of 90 first. 2 into 45 is 90. Oh, it doesn't come in the 45, doesn't come in the table of 2. It comes in the table of 3. Just make sure you just have to divide the numbers only with prime numbers, not with any other numbers. You can multiply this with 3 or 5, both. I'm dividing it with 3, I get 15. 15 gets divided with 3 again, 3 into 5, and then 5 is being divided with 1. Its prime factors are the numbers you get over here. These are your prime factors of the number when you do prime factorization. So we have to write 90 as the product of its prime factors. So we are only going to write 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. The question doesn't specify us to write the answer in this notation, but still we do it. 2 multiplied by 3 square multiplied by 5. So this is our answer. Now we have to find the lowest common multiple of 12x to the power 8 and 8x to the power 12. Okay. So first find the LCM between 12 and 8. Okay. And the LCM between 12 and 8 is 24. Now we have over here is x to the power 8 and x to the power 12. If I multiply this 12x to the power 8 with x to the power 4, I will be getting the same power for x, right? Like this one. If I multiply it with x to the power 4, it becomes 12 into x to the power 12. So if by multiplying it with x to the power 4, the powers becomes same. So this will come in our LCM as well. I mean, this is the lowest number that can be, divisible by both 12x to the power 8 and 8x to the, sorry, I will 8x to the power. In place of 4, I will write 12. Okay, we need to write the LCM over here. And this is our answer, 24x to the power 12. Because x to the power 8 will be multiplied with the x to the power 4 and becomes x to the power 12. We don't need to multiply it with any greater powers in order to get the LCM. Now next question says the area of a rectangle is 55.2 centimeter square. Correct to one decimal place. Length of the rectangle is 9 centimeter. Correct to nearest centimeter. Calculate the upper bound of the width of the rectangle. The formula for area is equal to length multiplied by breadth. And we have to find the upper bound for width. Width is basically breadth, okay? So bre- width or breadth, it will be equal to area upon length. In order to get the upper bound, I need the maximum value for A and the minimum value for L. That's how I will get my maximum value for the width. So area is 55.2 and it is rounded off to one decimal place. The upper bound of it will be 55.25. Okay. The length is 9 centimeters. So lower bound of this length will be this has been rounded up to nearest centimeter. So lower bound will be 8.5. So now let's divide these two quantities. B is equal to, in place of A I will write 55.25. In place of length I will write 8.5. So now let's divide these quantities. 55.25 divided with 8.5. I get 6.5. So this is my upper bound for the width of the rectangle, 6.5 centimeter. In question number 34, Tara goes on a journey by train. The train leaves at 06:48. The journey takes 12 hours and 35 minutes. Find the time when Tara arrives. So the arrival time is equal to departure time plus journey time. And in this question we have been given the departure time and journey time. Let's add these two times together. 0648 plus 12:35. Now 8 plus 5 is 3. 13. 1 is the carry. 4 plus 3, 7 plus 1, 8. And 6 plus 2 is 8. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1883. There cannot be 83 minutes in hour, right? So if I give 16 minutes to this 18, it will 60 minutes means I'm giving 1 hour to 18, it becomes 19. And let's subtract 60 minutes from 83, it becomes 23. So this is my arrival time now, 1923. Okay. In question number 35, we have been given a list of numbers. The numbers are 61, 63, 64, 66, 68, and 69. Part A says write down a cube number. So you should learn the perfect cubes and perfect squares. Squares up till 16 or 17 and cubes up till 9. So from this list you can see that 64 is the only cube number because cube of 3 is 27, cube of 4 is 64, and cube of 5 is 125. So other numbers they cannot be the cube of any number. So 64 is the cube number. Now we have to write the prime number. So number 63 comes in the table of 3, 64, and even number 66. Again even number 68. Again even number 69 comes in the table of 3. So 61 is the only number that doesn't come in any table except for 1 and 61 itself. Let's move to question number 36. It says Shubhu invests 750 in a saving account for 5 years. The account pays simple interest at a rate of 1.8% per year. Calculate the total interest he earns during the 5 years. So the question says the simple interest. The formula for simple interest is simple interest is equal to principal amount multiplied by rate multiplied by time, and the time is 5. It's the number of times the interest is taking place. So principal amount is $750. That's the initial money invested. R is 1.8. If we want to convert percent, remove percentage sign, we divide the quantity with 100. So it becomes 0.018 multiplied by 0.018 multiplied by 5. So let's multiply these three quantities. 750 multiplied by 0.018 multiplied by 5. This is equal to 67.5. This is the total interest she earns during the 5 years. $67.5. The question number 37. Without using a calculator, work out 1 whole 5 upon 6 divided by 11 upon 15. You must show all your working and give your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. So first, convert this mixed fraction into improper one. 6 into 1 is 6 plus 5, 11 upon 6, divided with 11 upon 15. So whenever we have division sign between the fractions, we just change it into multiplication sign and take the reciprocal of the next fraction. The reciprocal of 11 upon 15 is 15 upon 11. Now we can see that this 11 cancel out with this 11 and this 15 and 6 cancel out with 3. 3 into 5 is 15. 3 into 2 is 6. So this become 1s and 1. 1 into 5 is 5 and 2 into 1 is 2. This is 5 upon 2. We need to convert this into mixed fraction. This is 2 whole 1 upon 2. This is our required answer. Question number 38. Find the highest common factor of 48 and 80. So what do? We write these two numbers together and take out the prime factorization of it. So they both comes in the table of 2. 2 into 24 is 48, 2 into 45 is 90. Now they come in the table of 3. 3 into 8, 3 into 15 is 45. Oh, the number was 80. I wrote 90 instead of that. So I will do it. Rub this part off. Wait, I need to write 80 over here. 48 and 80. 2 into 24 is 40. 2 into 40 is 80. Again, these both numbers are divisible by 2. 2 into 12 is 24. 2 into 20 is 80. Again, we divide these two numbers with 2. 2 into 6 is 12. And 2 into 10 is 20. Again, we divide with 2. 2 into 3 is 6. 2 into 5 is 10. Now, 3 and 5, they don't have a common factor. They are not divisible by any number. They cannot be, they are not divisible by the common number. So, to find HCF, now we multiply these twos we have got on the left side. 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. And this is equal to 16. 16 is the highest common factor of 48 and 80. Now in question number 39, Oliver sent 22% more messages in June than in May. He sent 305 messages in June. Find out how many more messages he sent in June than in May. So in June he sent 22% more messages as compared to May. So it means this is 122% of the messages he has been sending in May. I write percentage sign over here. So 122% is equal to 305. In order to get how many more messages he sent, I need to get how many messages he sent in May. Okay, this is the amount he spent in June. Now, if I find 100% of it, that will be the amount he sent in May. So I will cross multiply over here in order to get x. 122 into x is 122x and 305 multiplied by 100. Now 122 is being multiplied over here. If I shift it over here, it will be divided with the product of 305 and 100. Now let's solve. 305 multiplied by 100 is 30,500, and we will divide this with 122. We get 250. X is equal to 250. So he's he sent 250 messages in May. And June he sent 305. So if we subtract 250 from 305, I get 55. So these he sent 55 more messages in June. Now question number 40. It says F is proportional to the product of M and A. Okay, F is proportional to M and A, to the product of M and A. Calculate the percentage in F and M is increased 40% and A is decreased 15%. If the M will be increased 40%, so force will also be increased by F will also be increased by 40% as both the quantities are in direct relation. So it means the force becomes 140%. Okay, after M is increased 40%. Now A is also in direct relation with force. So now if the if A will be decreased 15%, then it will decrease the force by 15% as well. Okay. So when the M increase 40%, the percentage of force becomes 140%. So now if they will be decreased of 15% from N, it will decrease the this force that has been reached to 140% by 15%. Okay. So now we need to decrease 140 by 15. Decrease 140 by 15%. So if I decrease 140 by 15% means I will multiply 140 with 0.85. Why? Because if 140 will be decreased by 15%, it will reach to its 85%. Okay. So 140 multiplied by 0.85 is 119. Now this will be the force reached to its 119%. 119% after A is decreased 15%. I basically just decrease 140 by 15%. So it says calculate the percentage change. So initially the force was at its 100% and now it's at 119%. So the change in percentage is 19. Subtract 100 from 119. You will get 19. This is the change in percentage of in force. What you had to do was first I increased F by 40. It reached it to 140%. Then if the A decreased 15%, I had to decrease F to 15%. So F had reached 140%. I decreased 140 by 15. I got 119. So this was the new percentage of force, 119%. Change in percentage is 19. Thank you.